This is the music from Signs by James Newton Howard. Put on your tinfoil hat because it's time for
Keith Horn's Chord of the Week.
The 2002 film Signs is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan film, and the score by James Newton Howard is my favorite James Newton Howard score. It's so much more than an alien invasion movie. It's an emotional story about a grieving family, a family that gets caught up in dealing with some otherworldly visitors from another planet.
A planet far from Earth.
Howard uses a three-note motif through almost every cue in the film and uses it effectively in moments of terror, moments of curiosity and wonder, and even moments of inspiration and relief. The variety of ways that this motif is used deserves an entire video of its own, really. But there's a harmonic trick that James Newton Howard uses in this film that I want to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Listen to this cue called In the Cornfield. Here, the three-note motif is a perfect fifth up, and then a half step up. He starts the cue with this motif over C major, which gives us a C major add flat 6. Now this harmony is used all over the place in film music, and it's interesting because it leans toward being augmented, but it doesn't quite commit to it because it still retains the perfect fifth. Emotionally, it gives a sense of like awestruck wonder to a scene, or even a sense of the sublime.
I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball.
No, not that kind of sublime. But if somebody wants to comb through the Sublime catalog to find a major add flat 6 chord, have at it. And if you find one, let me know. I mean, when I say sublime, I mean like an indescribable thing that renders you speechless. Like if you see the Grand Canyon or Yosemite, it's a sublime thing. You can't describe it. And to me, that's what this harmony does. Something about that is just, it works so well in narratives, in story moments, in narrative moments where they're trying to get the audience to feel this sense of like, wow, and it works really well for that sublimity.
Is that even a word?
The music shifts from C major add flat 6 to C minor add flat 6. And that little change of one note morphs the music away from wonder and a bit darker towards something more sinister with a change of a single note. Later in the cue, this repeats in the key of G, with the same shift from major to minor with an added flat 6 throughout. Let's listen to that. You can derive these harmonies from the hexatonic scale, or the augmented scale, as it's also called. So if you have a C major, flat 6, that has an augmented harmony in it, right? And the hexatonic or augmented scale is just that augmented triad with a half-step approach note toward each one of those notes. And it creates a symmetrical intervallic structure, so it's a symmetrical scale. It's a 6-note scale with symmetry. Minor third, half step, minor third, half step, minor third, half step. We're back where we started. So it's a symmetrical scale. And you get the C major in it with a flat 6 and a C minor with a flat 6. Among a bunch of other chords you can get out of this, but this harmony can be derived from the hexatonic or augmented scale.
Nice.
Here's another use of the major add flat 6, shifting to minor add flat 6 in the opening of the Bourne Identity. Notice it's in the exact same key, C major add flat 6 to C minor add flat 6.
What a coincidence!
And this movie came out around the same time, so harmonically must have been something in the water. Because Matt Damon was in the water, and Anyway, the major add flat 6 is a classic cinematic harmonic device that you can get a lot of miles out of. It's a pretty simple chord, really, and it's just one of those chords that has a strong emotional component, like, baked into it. And I suppose you could argue that every chord has that, but this one in particular has been used in film so many times and for so long to elicit a certain feeling that we've been conditioned as viewers and audience members to associate this chord with that feeling. All right, so let's take this through some exercises. In the first exercise, I'm going to take my left hand in the major triad and just go through the circle of fifths, the authentic cycle, while going and playing this 3-note phrase from Signs over top of it in each key, like this. And for the second exercise, I'll do the same thing, but I'll switch from major to minor in the left hand.
Was beautiful.
So if you have a cornfield and it has crop circles in it, and you have a monster outside your room and you need a drink of water,
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
now you know what chords to use. Thanks for watching and happy practicing.
Yeah. Who this? This beat. Yo, who this? Yo, who this? Who this?